We shall explore what is the future of Singapore using Singapore's birth chart or the date Singapore was formed, which is Singapore's astrology of 5 elements energy chart in this video. Singapore has progressed by leaps and bounds over a half of century since its independence from Malaysia in 1965, from a third world economy country to a developed nation, despite of its size and natural resources. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding on Singapore's birth charts, its people, the potential progress and the challenges in the future based on the information derived from Singapore's birth charts or astrology charts and its luck pillar. Singapore has gained independence on 9th of August 1965 midnight, and this is the energy astrology chart which I translated from the birth date of Singapore. The year pillar is a wood snake. The month pillar is also a wood monkey, which is matter energy hidden inside the monkey. The day pillar is wood and sitting on goat, which consists of earth, and also the our pillar is fire, earth branch of red, which consists of the main energy of water. The wood in the day pillar represents the people of Singapore. Since wood controls earth, therefore the people of Singapore is sitting on its wealth element, which explains why Singaporeans are quite materialistic, chasing the 4Cs, the condo, the cash, the car, the club membership. The month pillar represents the government, which is actually a very strong pillar here, where the Geng or the metal energy hidden inside the monkey is the officer element of the wood, means that the government or the officer can control people very well. At the same time, the earth in way here is also creating the metal, which is the case of Singapore, where the wealth of people create authority. The output elements, which represent productivity and innovation, here the fire is actually very well supported by all the woods. That means Singapore relies on human capital for the progress. The wood in this chart is also thriving quite well with the sun or the fire giving it life, and also the water that is needed to grow wood. At the same time, the chiak wood here in the month, which is the government pillar, also is good for the wood to climb. That means that people in Singapore can rely on the government for support, and this is also the case where the government also takes care of its people very well. If you have noticed, Singapore actually has a very balanced chart, which the chart consists of wood, fire, earth, metal, and also water, producing and creating each other, countering, controlling each other. And this is a very favorable chart for any country where we want all the elements to be balanced. And the favorable elements in Singapore is actually water, which is needed to create the wood, which is the human capital. Singapore government has put in effort to install the so-called water element landmark in Singapore all over the place, and the most obvious one is the Merlion, with the water sprouting out from the mouth. Lion is actually metal energy and it sprouts out which pulls the water in or produce water. Even the direction of installation follows the feng shui principles. And this is also followed by the recent Jewel of Singapore in Singapore Airport, which is also a water element. This is one of the many signs of Singapore government using the principles of feng shui. You can also refer to my future video on feng shui landmark of Singapore. Since water is considered as a favorable element in the Singapore chart, Singapore government also focus on the water-related industries such as tourism and shipping as its evergreen economic sector. If you find this video interesting, appreciate a subscription as I will talk about Singapore's feng shui landmark in my future video. And also a like on this video to give me the positive energy and inspiration to create more informative and interesting video like this in the future. Singapore has achieved independence for over 50 years. Currently, they are in the fifth luck cycle until 2024, which is actually the pure wealth element of Qi Chou, which is earth, where woods control earth and whatever you control is the wealth element. Therefore, this is the focus of Singapore now on wealth and financial industries. The future luck pillar after 2025 is metal tiger or Geng Yin, which have an heaven and earth clash with the Man pillar, which is the government of Singapore. This means that there will be a change in government as the Keng here also represents the officer. I would think that the Singapore government is aware of the change. Therefore, it is working towards transforming Singapore to an education and information center, which is the water element to mitigate the clash. At the same time, we will also be in period 9 from 2024 onwards, where Singapore's development also shows development that is aligned to period 9, which I will talk about in my future video. I will also share on how Singapore has transitioned from a different segment of economy of manufacturing to service and financial hub based on its luck pillar in the future video. Therefore, ensure that you on the notification features of this channel in order not to miss this episode. I hope that you like today's video. You can comment on what you think of Singapore's future. And you can also share these contents with your friends and family who has questions about Singapore. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you in my future videos where I will share on Singapore's application of Feng Shui aligning to period 9 and how it transitioned from an island with very little resources to an economic powerhouse in Asia.